A group of young misfits who call themselves the Goonies discover an ancient map and set out on a quest to find a legendary pirate's long-lost treasure. Boys, girls, etc., this week, say hello to my little film, The Goonies.
Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. No. Say hello to my little
Film.
Hello, everybody. This is Ryan here. I am just doing a little disclaimer about this episode. If it's your first time listening, please turn the podcast off and never return to this episode. Just kidding. It's not going to be that bad. We had some technical difficulties recording this, and it cost us to go be delayed by a whole week, and a whole lot of other issues that I won't bore you with. Basically, the audio in most of it was popping, crackling, was just sounded like shit, and so I ended up working to try to salvage what I could, and I think I got most of it pieced back together. The intro is going to start randomly just in the middle right after I'm done with this, and there will be another section which me and Ariel in current day will record ourselves trying to sum up the plot of the movie. I know a lot of people love this movie, so it sucks that this episode is so shitty. We really loved the movie and we want to do it justice, but what can you do? So without further ado, here's a steaming pile of trash, and me and Ariel will be back later on in the episode to talk to you about the past. You'll figure it out. You're smart. Love you, kids. Bye.
Film.
Just bit the shit out of my tongue.
No!
Yeah. For the whole rest of the episode, I'm going to talk like this.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to talk like Mike Tyson.
That is the worst, though. That is literally the
God,
worst.
I really fucked it up.
I recently did that on the side.
God,
is it
damn
the
it.
side of your tongue?
Yes.
Ugh.
Big chunk. Am
So
I
you're
bleeding?
gonna
Look.
keep hitting it. It doesn't look bleed. It doesn't look like you're bleeding.
Ugh. God.
But if
damn
you
it.
taste blood, you would know more than me.
Tastes like pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a good little chunk.
Unless you're
hanging off my tongue.
a horseshoe crab, their blood is not iron based. It's copper based.
Holy shit.
Isn't that cool? So their blood is blue.
Cool fact.
Fun fact corner from Ariel.
Anyways,
What podcast is this? Which one are we?
this is Say Hello to My Little Film,
Say hello to my teensy film.
the podcast with the silliest name in the galaxy.
That's our motto. The podcast where we watch the movies that you gotta see. Which we kind of dropped the ball on a couple of occasions.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, you're not talking about Legally Blonde?
I'm kind of thinking of Legally Blonde too.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather's a little bit. Mm-hmm. Although it's still debatable because I see Heather's on a lot of must-see movies lists.
You didn't have a good time watching Kindergarten Cop.
I mean, it was a fine
Listen,
movie.
From now on, when you hear the "it's not a tumor,"
No, that part was enjoyable.
you're gonna have a good time.
Yes.
You're
and
gonna know what it's about.
What's interesting about Kindergarten Cop, and then when we watched this movie, is that both of them take place in Astoria.
Oh, the Goonies takes place in the same...
Isn't that so weird?
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure because I know that for sure Kindergarten Cop takes place in Astoria. And then they drove around, when they were riding their bikes, they rode past the Astoria historical museum. So
Okay.
I think I heard one of them mention it at least.
Hey,
So
Astoria is a good place for Astoria.
let me tell you a story about
Let me
the
tell you a
Goonies.
story about. Right.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Ryan.
I don't know. We don't have a good introduction.
Oh, dude, I mean, this is sloppy.
And I was like, we need to really bring it for this episode because people really love this movie. And
Yeah.
I chose to start it with a maybe Rick and Morty quote.
Yeah,
Not
and
even
we're coming
sure.
off of our last episode. We're talking about our last episode, which apparently people were pissed about an echo.
Oh,
that
well,
was
I mean, I
happening.
was pissed about it.
Yeah, and you're not the only one. Other people told me that I suck.
Well, I mean, we want that feedback.
Yeah, no,
Tell us if
absolutely.
we suck. I mean,
Absolutely.
You know,
Let me know what I'm doing wrong.
do it on the do it on the Twitter sphere.
Do it on the do it.
Do it on the Twitter sphere.
So,
That was my Arnold.
Oh my
Was
god,
that good?
I missed it.
Do it on the Twitter sphere.
Honestly, better than I expected.
Is he on Twitter? He's got to be.
Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah.
I wonder.
Or I'm sure it's like his
Assistant or something. Yeah. Because
It's not
that's
him.
right. He's got like a not movie persona anymore, really.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
He still can't say California smoothly though.
California.
California.
It's a really long word.
California.
I mean, with the exception
California.
of the states that have two names, like North Dakota, North Carolina, it's like it's got to be the longest state name, right? California. Washington is pretty long.
Can you make
That's
get
Toki,
that
our
dog? Can you
doggy.
like position him so that he
He's
can
snoring.
breathe out of his nose?
Toki, get up, buddy. I can't do it.
I think that's good.
He is so like stubborn. Okay. Sorry, Bubby. Whatever. If you hear it snoring, that's our dog in the background.
Yeah, whatever.
Super comfortable.
Whatevs. Anyway,
Okay, so it was my choice this week for what movie, and I chose The Goonies. What's
The Goonies.
fun about
big movie.
What's fun about this movie? Two things. Neither of us had seen it, so that was cool.
Yep.
Because that's not usually the case.
Right.
And then also, every time I tried to text somebody about it or write the word at all, it automatically corrected it to be all caps.
Really?
Yes, I don't know why. I thought that was so weird.
Why? Hold on, that's not how it even is
I
written.
think it is on the DVD box. It is, yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Which we
that's not how
couldn't-
titles work.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't invent it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what happened to me.
That's weird.
I know, I'm a victim of autocorrect.
Huh.
But we couldn't find this movie anywhere. We had to rent it. So, in case you want to watch it and you don't own it, it's not on
Well,
Netflix.
We could find
not-
it through
I mean,
our,
yes,
like
you
Russian
can.
streams.
Right, you can
But
do
we
that
just didn't want to.
because buffering
It sucks.
is literally hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, except I guess hell is worse than buffering because of no,
think?
buffering is worse than hell because good people have to still suffer through buffering. In hell, it's only the bad people, so it's like they deserve it.
Yeah, but the bad people are like gay people also.
No, I don't believe that.
Well, if you believe in hell, you believe gay people go there.
I have a very selective hell because I have a very selective like strew of gods. I have a very selective spirituality, and it does
You
not.
have a strew of gods.
I don't know if that's the right word. I'm thinking of like a is strew the right word? They're strewn about.
You're making me hungry, and you're making me think of a stew of gods.
Like that Irish stew I made.
That was
The stew of gods.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm not thinking of the right word. A slew.
Strew.
A slew of gods.
A slew?
A slew of them. There's many.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's correct.
I didn't know this about you. Wife.
I don't really talk about it.
Mother of my child. I didn't know this about you. Okay.
It's not a big part of my life.
Well, that's a little spooky. Hey, I got a question real quick.
Okay.
Something I did think about today. Have you seen those signs that are like, let them...
Let them work, let them live?
Yeah.
How did I know you were going to say that?
I don't know.
I have had, I think it was a few years ago when I first realized that these signs existed. Not a few years ago, I mean maybe 10 years ago. And I remember thinking, why is it like apostrophe EM?
That's exactly what I did you notice one recently?
They're all around.
Well, there's one right by, like, on a road where they're doing that road work up there.
Yeah.
It's the first time it really set in for me. Is that the same sign outside of South Carolina?
I don't know. It might be in North Carolina because I feel like
Just where, yeah, let them live.
Let them work, let them live.
Let them live. And give us some goddamn mac and cheese.
Why isn't it them?
I don't. How stupid is that?
The person in charge is like, no, let's put an apostrophe.
It's supposed to be a serious sign.
It's life or death.
And you're gonna play around with it with let them.
Let them work, let them live.
Live.
Hey, don't hit them with your car.
Yeah. What
know.
the fuck? And then it's
don't
also
know.
the priorities are fucked up because it's let them work.
Firstly, make sure their job gets
Let
done.
them fucking work, and then you can let them live.
Yeah, they can't live without their work.
No, not let them. Let
them.
It just really bums me out. You know what I
I
mean?
don't want it. No, did. Being Jon Snow.
What?
Is that not good?
No.
I don't want it. Talking about the
You
throne.
sound like you don't sound like Jon Snow. You sound like John Redcorn. from King of the Hill.
I'll take it. You know what? That's second best. I just meant because he also doesn't like say complete words. Like instead of don't, he says dumb.
Yeah, he's
So
trying to put on
that's
that like
the
accent.
connection I drew.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big thing too. Game of Thrones ended.
Ended.
We didn't. That didn't happen during last episode. We didn't talk about that, did we?
No, we didn't talk about it, but I think that was because we recorded it right
You know
after
what?
the finale.
I think
maybe?
we could probably do everybody a favor and not talk about it.
Hey, guess what? You guys have probably been seeing it literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just go back past that. Let's not talk about it.
We're gonna do the courtesy of not letting you know where we stand.
But you could probably guess because it's how everyone feels.
Yeah.
So
How many times you gotta hear? I don't know how I feel. It's like, I like it.
let's
but...
move on. Like,
sorry.
No, not you. I'm
Oh,
talking about like to the people talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Let's talk about something else. Let's not watch the behind the scenes of making of Game of Thrones for 2 goddamn hours.
Yeah, no shit. But seriously, let's us move on as well.
Let us.
I'm sorry that I put us on that let them.
No, I don't understand that, and that's
tangent.
an interesting point because
It's something that just like has been. I saw it today, and
It's
really
been gnawing
I
your
was
brain.
like, I need to talk to you about that.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only one annoyed by that.
It puts us to shame.
Let them.
Let
People
'em.
come down from the north and they're like,
Let Excuse me.
the north. A while ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I saw you putting in notes in your phone. And you were like, I want to remember that you did this to talk about
Yeah,
on the podcast.
I started to get a
Did
little
you
log.
still have them?
Yeah, I have a little log of.
Do you
things
want to
I've done.
address them or no? I mean, it's totally up to you. I don't really have much to talk about as far before the movie, before we talk about the Goonies.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I got one in here that. I don't remember what this is. I have Ariel and then in quotes. Oh yeah, I want to watch some shitty ass people, and then we watched. We turned on a show called Tenants.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my
so
notes. I don't remember
sometimes
this moment at all.
sometimes I get in the mood
You
to
said,
watch the trashiest.
Oh yeah, I want to watch some shitty ass people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I sometimes love trashy reality shows, but I don't. It's also selective. So it's like I want to watch
That's
the
right.
ones
I remember
like
this now.
hoarders
Yeah.
and addiction and those kind of things. So I thought that like Slumlords and Tenants, which is on Netflix, would be really good. I was like, yes, I want to see like
not really,
the
though.
lowest of. I want to see gross houses where tenants ruined everything. I also want to see slumlords obsessed with money trying to screw everybody, but that's not really what it was. So
No,
I was
unfortunately.
pretty disappointed.
If they set the show in America, it would be.
Yeah, that's right. It was set in Britain.
Yeah.
And all those people are better at everything. So
At least they're classier. None of their signs say "let them." I bet. You know, a lot of these.
not very good in hindsight.
Well, it's just like it's. Also,
I'm not that entertaining.
You are to me though. Like I find all these little stupid things you do to be adorable.
Well,
But
thanks.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't repeat.
No
some things,
Ariel
I don't
says
think.
segment.
No,
That's
not
fine.
yet. Maybe I'll have to fine tune it a little bit more.
I remember in one of my classes in high school, my teacher had a book and she wrote down everything that a student, like anything that made her laugh that a student said. And I was always jealous.
One student.
No, any student.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was always jealous that I never made it in the book.
Ooh.
I mean, and I didn't really try, but I was just like, oh, so, because I don't know, did you ever feel this way in school where like you knew who the teacher's favorites were and you were like kind of jealous? Because they could even be like the bad kids.
No, because
You were that kid.
No, I was the bottom.
Yeah, but
So
sometimes
literally-
the teachers really liked the bad kids.
None of them like me.
Well, you must have been real bad.
Yeah, well, I never thought any of them liked me.
Did you try to put pencils up their buttholes or something?
No.
That's good.
And it wouldn't be an episode of Salo, my little film, without Ariel specifically mentioning buttholes.
Yeah, we're assholes. But the
Alright.
body part in general.
Well, I say enough pre-show banter.
Hey, get rid of this chitty chatty. Enough of the chit. Enough of this chit.
Enough of this shit. Enough of the shat.
Alrighty. Let's get right
into
into
it,
the goons.
Ladies and
First,
gentlemen, ladies and germs, we watched the fucking Goonies.
yeah, we did. And I had a really good time watching this movie.
I did too.
Yeah, it was a really fun movie because, to be honest, we are procrastinating again. It's late Tuesday evening.
Yep.
And we watched it last night, and we were kind of like low energy, very like, oh, I don't really want to. And when I saw it was an hour and 54 minutes, I was really let down. I was really hoping it was only an hour and a half. But it didn't feel that long. I mean, it went by really fast.
Yeah, it definitely didn't
It
feel...
was like the whole 2 hours were worth it for sure.
Definitely.
Definitely necessary. But okay, I have a question just from the top.
Okay.
Why are they called that?
I do not know.
Okay.
He
mentions the Goondocks several times, but I don't know what the fuck that is either.
Yeah. The most insight I got was when you just read your little intro.
Wait a second.
That they were a group that called themselves the Goonies.
Okay, let's back up.
For a second, I thought it was his family's last name.
Oh.
It's not. I don't think it is.
Wait, so what was your idea of this movie before you saw it?
What I knew of this movie was I knew about the sloth guy.
Really?
Yes.
I did not.
Are you kidding me?
I feel like I've seen that face parodied.
Yeah.
But I never knew what it was from.
I had such a epiphany moment where I felt really stupid.
Oh no.
There's an episode of Bob's Burgers where they find a treasure map that goes into like a butt-shaped rock.
Okay.
And they go in there and it's under a taffy factory.
Oh my god, I remember this episode. That's totally...
It's 100% a parody of this. Even to the point where the song that plays in this movie is Good Enough.
Oh, yeah.
And in that one, it's in the butt. Oh, in the butt. It's like exactly the same. And the sloth character is the taffy man that Louise finds.
Okay, I'm remembering this now. Like I said, I saw that face parodied a lot, but I never knew what it was from.
That whole episode, I was like, oh my god.
I should rewatch that episode. I'll have a lot more insight.
I actually really want to.
Yeah, maybe afterwards.
It'll probably be way funnier now.
Right.
Because it did seem weird to me.
That's the good thing about once you get the references, everything that does reference that thing is so much better.
We know what it is now.
Yeah.
That's
know
the whole
what
point of
say
this.
hello to what little friend. I know what that friend is now.
Yeah, exactly. You know the whole context. Anyway.
Okay, so, but yeah, they talk about the Goondocks, which I don't know what that is.
No, I don't either.
Because, okay, it's a coastal town, so I guess is it something to do with the actual docks? I don't know. And I don't know, but they're the Goonies.
The Boondocks is a thing.
What's a boondock? Is that just and Boonies is the thing?
Well, Boonies and Boondocks are different.
Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out.
There are only saints on the Boondocks. That's your favorite movie?
No. What? That's my fake laugh for you.
Oh, I thought you were going to do
Remember you said we should develop fake laughs?
Oh, yeah.
No, that one's not good. No. Okay. But
what I was saying when I said it was your favorite movie was, real quick, Office reference. When the kid says, my two favorite movies are Citizen Kane and The Boondock Saints. That's what I thought. I'm somewhat
of a cinephile.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so when someone says that they're going out into the boonies, or we're out in the boonies, it's like the country, like they're way out. Okay, and then this is like kind of an RV life thing. If you live in an RV or if you travel a lot, not Arby's life.
But I bet
that's not much of a life.
RV life and Arby's life are tandem.
There's no way you cannot go through an Arby's drive-through in an RV.
No, but the lifestyle.
I don't understand what you could possibly think they're
Yeah, the people at home, they get it.
Okay. But what I'm saying is when you live...
Arby's life.
Don't at me. When you live in an RV, or if you just travel a lot in an RV, there's a thing called boondocking, where you go out to public lands and it's free for you to stay and you're not hooked up to any electric or water, and it's called boondocking.
Okay.
So to me, like, I'm drawing a connection where boonies and boondock kind of sounds similar to, like, that sounds like a similar thing.
And then they change it
Goondock.
to Goondocks, which
and
then their
Goonies.
Nickname is Goonies.
I don't know if anybody knows, because
that's fucking stupid.
I mean, that's reaching, so I doubt.
Dropping a whole point.
Plus, they only say Goonies once or twice.
No, he says it a couple times, and it's really only the
Mikey. Sam from Lord of the Rings.
Mikey from the Goonies.
Right, he's Mikey in this. And then, so there's Mikey Mouth.
Who is...
Corey Feldman.
Data.
Data.
Yes.
Chunk.
and
that's
Sloth.
Sloth, kind of. He's not in the beginning part of the Goonies, but I guess in the end he is. And then, so it's just them. But
and
then,
Brand.
okay, is he really part of the Goonies, or is he just with them?
Yeah, see, okay, he's definitely a Goonie because he stays. All of them who were in that cave are Goonies now because the girl had the chance to get up and she said, "I'm not a Goonie." Remember?
What the fuck does it mean?
She had the chance to go up and she said, "Well, I'm not a Goonie and I want to get out of here."
I'm not a Goonie. I want to not be in this cave.
And then she sent up just the jacket.
Yeah.
And that dude had the weirdest
Troy,
delivery of that line. He said, "Andy, you Goonie."
What is it? I need more context.
It is the weirdest line read ever.
Yeah.
There's actually another very weird line read where the pipes are going into shenanigans. I guess we'll break it down. But the pipes are going and a dude is sitting on a toilet. Like the pipes are connected in somewhere. And he gets pushed to the ceiling, bashes his head onto the ceiling, falls down and then goes, "Daddy!" Very weird line read.
And I thought to myself, or I might have said it out loud too, that I'm just going to start yelling that at times that I'm in distress. Daddy!
I welcome that 100%. I will do it with you.
Okay, so yeah, and then the famous line from this movie is "Goonies never say die."
I've never heard that before.
It's only said once.
I've never heard that before.
I've heard that a lot.
Okay.
So I knew that was from this.
I knew it had something to do with I knew there was like a cave, I think it was like a treasure hunt, I thought.
Good deduction skills.
I don't know why I knew that. Maybe the cover.
Maybe the cover. But also, like, I don't know, that phrase by itself kind of is this weird...
Wait. Even the guy who says, "Andy!
He knows about the Goonies.
Goonie!" Yeah, he calls her Goonie.
That's why I'm wondering if it's kind of like the nickname for trash, like trashy people.
You nerd.
Because these also, it's the context of this movie is kind of hard to get what's going on. They talk about it, but it's never directly told that like they're losing their house. Yeah. This movie suffers, at least for people of our generation, I think, because the dialogue is very realistic. As in, people are talking over each other. You mean there's not someone who kind of looks to the side of the camera and explains
There's nobody
everything?
Who goes like, who's like, "Wait.
Here's all the exposition.
What do you mean, scientist?" And he goes, "Well, because this man got infected." But like, the exposition is like real. Like the house feels like it sounds like My Home Videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people talking over each other, screaming, people knocking shit over.
So yes, that happens so many times in this movie where everyone is just screaming at the same time and yelling.
Yeah.
It's so much chaos at so many different times.
Yeah.
Which all of that noise pollution really makes me anxious.
See, I think that's just because
maybe
of
I had a really
how
quiet
movies work now.
Maybe I had a really quiet home life also, like a childhood.
You seem like you come from a quiet house.
That's weird. I feel like I'm an extrovert, but maybe not. Or like I have
extroverts
extroverted...
come from quiet houses.
Except for you.
I'm not an extrovert.
Interesting. I would have thought that you were.
You know me pretty well.
I know, but you're so natural in social settings that it seems like, well, you at least have extroverted tendencies.
You think that you think, when have I ever left a situation and been like...
You're totally right.
You know what I mean?
But like, Ariel, I hate every millisecond of what just happened.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm screaming. I don't know how many times I have to prove this to people.
No. I believe you. I guess I was thinking more of how you act during the actual occasion.
It's all a lie.
I can't lie that good.
I don't think I'm doing a good job.
Well, I think you are. But anyway, so the chaos was funny though. Like they're all funny, and there's a couple running jokes, like how that they mispronounce things. And then someone will correct them and they'll say, "That's what I said."
Yeah, like booty trap.
Yeah, booty trap and booby trap so many times that happens.
All right, well, let's try to stick to the chronological breakdown.
Let's. I have some notes that I wrote down on my phone here.
I have a huge note for me. I don't know if it's going to be as big of a deal to you.
Okay.
That logo where it says the Goonies with the little skull on the eye. First of all, the intro was silent. We had to turn the volume up to 70 before it started.
It wasn't happening.
And we were like, what the fuck? But it says, and then it just says the Goonies in black and white, and there's a little skull.
Yeah.
It's the Venture Bros.
Oh shit! No
exactly
way!
The same font.
That's awesome.
Right? See
that is awesome.
All of that. It looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
The Venture Bros are parodying the Venture Bros. I think is the greatest animated show of all time.
I mean, I can think of so many things that got inspiration from this movie. It's like the best. I'll talk about it afterwards. But it's one of the best adventure, like all the boys together kind of movie.
Totally.
Such a good feelings, and
Totally.
like I know where a slew of movies came from, like got their roots from. You know what I mean? So the opening scene.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's do.
It's a little dark.
Because this is where we're introduced to the Fratellis, but you don't know that yet.
The Fratellis. Okay.
Yeah, those are the bad guys.
Yeah. What an interesting family.
Oh my god.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But go ahead.
All right. So basically, this is like county jail. So this is not prison. And I don't know how they do things in county jail. But the guard is like, time to eat, time for, lunch or whatever. Everybody get out. And he opens up all the what do you call it?
Cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Cage
all
doors
the
is
prisoners come out or whatever. And he's like, you too, you turkey.
Yeah, I have that in here too. He says, "Hey, turkey."
That's really funny. One of my aunts used to say that when I was a little kid. I remember her, and I was thinking like, turkey, what? But it is so funny to call someone that.
Definitely.
But anyway, he goes back there to check it out, and the guy's like, looks like he killed himself.
And the cop reacts like, "Oh, shit.
Not again.
Oh man,
I don't get paid enough for this."
Yeah, and
there's a note.
The note says, it's pretty cool actually. The note was like, to who it may concern. Do you
not
dumbass,
proper grammar? Yeah.
Do you think I would actually hang myself? And then the cop looks up and the dude has like some pipe rig.
It was holding him up, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then it looked like he was hanging himself. Yeah. When he did. He knocked out the cop, and then his family is pouring gasoline on the
stoop or like the front porch
in a little archway, like a little horseshoe shape.
Yeah, around the jail.
And the cops are trapped because
they don't have guns.
Yeah, and the dude pulls a gun and shoots at the cops
but nobody gets shot.
But he shoots at the ground at least, and it sparks the flame.
Yeah, does that work? When I saw that, I was like, that doesn't seem like that would work. Just shooting the pavement and it would create a spark to start a fire.
Don't try this at home, and don't nobody can sue me if they try this and I'm wrong. But it's a myth that the trope of pouring gas and then having a cigarette, and then flicking it.
Really?
A fucking myth. I've tried it three separate times.
Are you sure that it landed in the gasoline?
Yes, I've tried it 3 separate times.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Never worked.
This is such a game changer.
It's never worked. Maybe you have to get that fucking cherry so red hot.
You have to suck real hard
before you go. But I've done it. I've tried to do it because me and my friends doing bonfires or something. Yeah. We sat here and tried all different kinds of ways.
So many cigarettes wasted. And then many cigarettes were harmed in the making of this. That's insane.
I know.
That's in so many movies, music videos, everything.
Apparently, someone has told me that the trope of shooting a barrel also.
A barrel full of gasoline?
Yeah.
Oh, and that doesn't cause an explosion?
Apparently. Someone has told me that that's also bullshit.
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, why would it?
Well, I think the theory is that the bullet hits the metal, causing a spark.
The metal band around the barrel?
Or just the barrel itself.
But that's wood.
Oh, well, if you're talking about wood ones, definitely.
I'm thinking about a pirate barrel for some reason.
No, I'm talking about a metal,
a propane tank.
Like the barrels that are always burning in all these other movies that we're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a propane tank.
Sure, or a propane tank.
Okay,
yeah. And someone shooting that.
That's crazy. So so there's no science behind that.
That makes sense to me in theory because it's pressurized.
That seems more plausible than just shooting the ground that has gas on it.
It's just the spark is supposed to make but apparently you need an actual open flame.
Yeah.
So I'm always skeptical of things like that now.
Yeah. But anyway,
don't sue me if I'm wrong.
His thing was that he knocked out the cop and was able to escape because there's just one cop hanging out at the time. He gets out and they're waiting for him. His mom straight up looks like Mad-Eye Moody.
Oh my god, she is
I was unsure of the sheet quality. Yeah. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Played that game in my head for a few minutes before I was like, oh, they're saying mom. Okay.
That's a rough looking bitch.
I mean, there's not a lot of effort going into making her look feminine.
No, ma'am.
Like, the movie producers were like, no, we want you to look like shit.
Oh, of course. That's her whole character.
But, so they're and the brother are in the car waiting, and then they take off, and it's this hilarious like police chase through the town, and you kind of are seeing the boys,
which I didn't know.
You're not sure yet.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it.
I took a note at this point that because I knew this was a kids movie. I thought this was way more of a kids movie than it is. Mm-hmm. Like I expected it to be like
kind of like Peter Pan.
Basically, yes, exactly like Peter Pan. Actually,
there's a lot of parallels.
Exactly what I thought.
This is exactly how I feel. I feel like this is like adult Peter Pan, not adult, but like just older, like mature.
I get what you mean.
And the Lost Boys.
But and I was like, okay, so this movie starts off with a fucking suicide attempt.
Yeah.
A fake suicide.
But let's not forget that, let's not forget that every Disney movie, like, they basically kill their parents.
That's true, I guess.
So kids can handle it.
It just seems like a shootout with cops and a suicide is a little darker.
A fake suicide.
A fake suicide, you're right. And it wasn't really, they didn't shoot a cop.
I mean, it's not a barracuda eating Nemo's mom.
All right.
That shit is also dark.
Fair enough.
Okay, so then...
but yeah, so the cops, the chasing is happening. I have one note here when they drove by, which turned out to be the...
Data?
No, not Data. Oh my God, yeah. You gotta talk about that one. But the lady, the housekeeper, Rosalita.
Oh my God, Rosalita.
She's being they speed her up. Like, I guess when the cars were driving by, they did it at a slow pace, so they sped up the whole scene. So she's reacting very fast. And
oh my God, I missed that.
And the audio is her going, yay, 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 when the cops are driving by. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
I have to rewatch the intro. Oh my God, that's funny. I didn't even notice Rosalita in the intro. I only noticed the boys, and only because I kind of knew what they looked like before.
Okay.
Plus, they focus on them a little bit, like Data. Also, Data would have been dead if if his gadget thing didn't fail.
Yep.
He would have been mowed over.
We'll get to the gadgets. Well, I guess you see one of them here.
Yeah, because his whole thing, he is hilarious to me because he's just fucking angry and just has gadgets. It's so funny. And he refers to himself in the third person.
I want the Data movie.
Yeah, where's the spinoff?
It is Inspector Gadget.
That's
I guess.
Data. But just white.
Yeah. They whitewashed Data.
Damn it, Hollywood. What is wrong with you?
You're at it again, you bastards.
Jesus.
Right, hey, hold on. Let's take a break.
Take a quick break before we talk about the truffle shuffle.
Yes. And
So
then
that's my next
we will
note.
tear into the plot of the Goonies.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Film.
We're back, baby.
We back, baby.
Oh, you say baby too.
Are we doing baby now? Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, so do you have anything that you want to talk about between the police chase scene and then the like opening house scene? Where it's
no,
like
I don't really
Mikey's
think so.
in the house. Okay, then we get introduced to Mikey and Brand.
Well, you wanted to bring up the truffle shuffle.
Yeah, because basically
I knew about the truffle shuffle.
I knew
by
about
the way.
that also.
But what the fuck? That only happens once?
Once.
How is that such a big deal?
I don't know. And also, do they even call it that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was do the truffle shuffle.
All right, I was unsure. I was like, man, how did
I also didn't realize why it was called the truffle shuffle.
Is it because he's fat?
Like a pig.
What do you mean? Like the pigs that find truffles?
Yeah.
I did not make that connection at all. I was thinking like a chocolate truffle.
No, it's maybe because you eat a lot of those. And
yeah,
you get fat
that's
also.
what I was thinking.
It's very pig related.
I mean, either way, it's a fat joke.
A pig is in you eat too much, or a pig is in you
too many truffles.
Hunt truffles very well.
Yeah, poor Chunk. I mean, his name is Chunk.
I know. I was like, that's really the worst part.
Okay, but is it unrealistic? Because I feel like boys
No.
would do that.
Yeah, no. Definitely
So
not.
Mikey's the only one that doesn't have a weird name. Mouth, Chunk, Data, and then Brand is not a weird name either, I guess.
It's pretty weird.
It's Brandon,
Yeah.
so it's not that weird.
But he chose to go by that. By the way, I wish I wouldn't have done this. I screamed out loud. I was like, wait a minute. That's fucking Thanos.
I know. You should have waited till this moment because I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is mind-blowing that's
crazy.
Thanos.
That would have been a good moment right now.
Yeah, right. I would have been like,
would've been
oh, what?
Yeah. That's Josh Brolin.
That's crazy. He's so young in this.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's so
Not only
weird.
that, but the other girl, you also recognized her. Not Andy, but the other girl, her friend.
Yes.
What do you remember her name, the actress?
No, I don't. But she's in that show raising Hope.
She's the mom.
She's the mom character.
She's in other
that
stuff
show.
though too. I've definitely recognized her.
That's the one like that immediately jumps to mind. I don't know why even, but
yeah, she's funny in this too. But anyway, yes, it's really funny to me that Thanos is in this. Can't get away from this.
His
guy.
face is like exactly the same.
I mean, what do you mean? Like the purple thing?
Yeah, the chin, the gauntlet, everything.
And he talks
I mean
really
Josh
slow
Brolin.
and deliberate.
Yeah, he's talking about balance the whole time.
As all things should be.
If you see, no, I'm saying if you look at the actor's face.
I'll have to look at him now because
He's got like a beard now, but
I don't know what he looks like, beyond just the purple thing.
You've never seen Josh Brolin?
I mean, not recently. I'm not sure. That's not a face that I would recognize.
He is another Marvel character.
No way. What? That's inconsistent.
He's in the Deadpool. He's the
He's
the
in the
villain
Deadpool.
In Jesus, did I sound like what a fucking boomer? I sound like
we're going to the Walmart.
Yeah.
That was my Bill Cosby impression.
Oh, I can't remember who the fuck it is, but the bad guy in Deadpool 2.
I don't remember that bad guy. Did I even see Deadpool 2? I don't even know if I saw it.
Maybe we got to do it for the podcast.
I don't know if it really left a mark.
No, I forgot about it.
Okay, but anyway, so all right. The way that they open the front gate after he does the truffle shuffle.
Yeah.
What
is that called? What were those machines
I don't know.
called?
I was hoping that you would remember.
Fuck.
The thing where they have all these like things that set off the next thing that sets off the next thing, and finally the gate opens.
Yeah, some kind of Geiger machine.
Yes,
or
something like that. Geiger doesn't sound right.
It's not Geiger, but it's something like that.
And the time it takes is so much longer than if they just opened the gate.
Oh yeah, it's stupid.
But I love that kind of stuff. I remember being fascinated by it as a kid, so I know why they put it in.
No, and all movies did this. I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Especially this time period.
This is such a trope for this time period. That, like,
and even on into the 90s.
Pee-wee Herman.
Pee-wee's.
Pee-wee's
His
Big
Herman?
Adventure. Fuck you. Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He like has a whole thing that makes eggs.
Lizzie McGuire.
All of these
The
movies
little
have
brother.
little things like that.
Yeah.
Flubber.
Oh, see, I haven't seen Flubber.
We gonna get on Flubber.
We're gonna get on it.
We gonna get it.
It's in the repertoire.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But yeah, they don't do that anymore
For sure not.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of this movie that they don't do anymore. Like, there's no, like, camaraderie among boys movies anymore.
Oh, well, you can't. It's toxic.
Because there's so many men. Give women a chance.
Just once. I wish I could see a movie with one woman in it, please.
Just please, one starring, like, superhero lady. Anyway, let's get right into the statue penis. Oh, wait, but no. The way they open the front gate, I wanted to mention, too, that it's dependent on the chicken having laid an egg.
What?
Yeah, because if the chicken doesn't stand up and if the chicken stands up and there's not an egg right there, then it wouldn't happen.
What chicken?
There's a chicken in it.
In the machine?
Well, yeah, it's in its cage, but it's part of the machine.
Oh,
it's like
my God,
something
I missed
happens
that.
and it scares the chicken, so the chicken stands up and the egg drops down.
Holy
and I'm like,
shit.
the chances that this chicken always has an egg whenever the gate needs to open is insane.
Wow, that's a flawed machine.
Yeah, but then I guess
time.
too, like what they were doing is trying to set up for all the booby traps that are later in the cave, because they all kind of work that way.
I think it's supposed to be like, this is how, because Data set that up, right?
I don't know. I have no reason
because
to think
Data also had the zip line.
He does have a zip line
going to the door.
Yeah.
And Data's the only one who seems to be handy enough with all the gadgets.
There's no like reference to the other boys being that way.
Being technical.
But I kind of assumed that like, oh, they're little boys. Like they're always like that. You know, they're kind of industrious and shit.
I guess it's so the fact that they don't allows you to kind of go, they get how booby traps work.
That's what I was
at least
thinking.
Simple machines.
And it kind of reminded me, like for 1 second, this movie reminded me of Without a Paddle.
That movie's such a big deal to you.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
Okay, but do you remember that movie? Do you remember that they were also trying to find the treasure?
No.
They're trying to find a treasure for this like explorer.
Okay.
So that's why it reminded me of it, obviously. But it had that like feel of little boy camaraderie, but they were just grown up, but they used to be like they were friends when they were little. But anyway, okay. We can get past this and go straight into the statue penis.
I don't have anything about the statue penis. What I do have though is a note in here about when the sink breaks at some point.
The like kitchen sink?
Yeah, the kitchen sink
missed
malfunctions
that.
and the water shoots up.
Oh yeah.
And hits Corey Feldman in the face. Corey Feldman just leans into it more.
Yes, I noticed that too.
That kind of shit bugs the hell out of me.
He's like, oh yeah, he's helping his dad doing plumbing stuff. This is during the chase in the beginning.
Yeah,
because the dad's
That's
like,
right.
turn off that TV or whatever,
That's
and then
right.
they hear the sirens.
And he's like, huh?
Is that still the TV?
Yeah. By the way, Corey Feldman looking at him with also his same
He has the exact same face. So does Sam. Or Mikey, who is Sam in Lord of the Rings. Same
His
face.
is a little
It's thinner.
Yeah, that's so there's more to change.
But you're right, Corey Feldman is it's identical. It's
'Cause
weird.
I don't know if anybody is aware of Corey Feldman.
Just look him up on YouTube.
Just look up Corey Feldman's Today Show
Oh
performance for his song,
my God.
and if he's dressed like an evil Robin Hood character,
That's
an
the
evil
right
Robin
video.
Hood crossed with Skrillex, then
That's the
you're
one
on
to
the right
see.
one. Just
Yeah.
watch that and enjoy.
And
But
then
anyway,
just keep going down the rabbit hole, because if you find his music video that's shot at his mansion, there's a cameo by Sean Astin, who is Mikey in this movie.
Yeah. Oof. That's my experience of Corey Feldman. I don't know anything about this guy.
No, me neither.
So for me to like know what I know about him now and then to go back and try to appreciate his work is a bizarre feeling.
Yeah. The only
He's
other
a fine
thing,
actor, I guess.
he was, I mean, to me, he was annoying, but I think that's just because
That's his character.
Yeah, I didn't
right?
like kids like that.
Yeah.
But the only other thing I know about him is that he like said that Hollywood has a really big pedophilia problem.
I know.
Yeah.
And then to watch him as a kid in this movie is
I know,
like
child actors. Like what was happening?
I don't know, man.
The 80s. Cringe. Butthole
freaks me out.
puckering. Okay. Basically they break the statue penis, and it's the best thing ever, because
It's a statue of David.
is that
It's
what
a
it is?
model of David. Yeah.
That's my mom's favorite part
Yeah.
of the statue. Okay, but like maybe we should focus more, because this is the first 10 minutes, and
It's
we're
always what we
45
take the
minutes
most notes
into
in.
the podcast. But okay, so yeah, what is happening with this restaurant?
No, so before that though, the kids decide to go up in the attic, which
Yeah, I
they've
don't
never
remember-
done before.
I don't remember why they decide this.
Me either, but they decide to go up in the attic.
Wait,
and,
but before, like, Mikey's dad works in a museum, so the implication is that he has all this cool museum shit up there.
Oh, okay, I missed that line
Yeah.
because I was like, what the fuck kind of attic is this? It's like asking for kids to go up there and fuck with shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like the glass tubes that you put your hand on, and the
And it's the
draws to
electricity.
your
By the way,
fingers.
they're just plugged in and on.
Yeah, they're
in
just
the attic?
constantly on.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the fat kid Chunk is breaking all the shit up
And
there.
Mouth is too.
And then
Oh,
they find
and
the
Mouth
map.
can translate everything? He's just
No, just
bilingual?
Spanish.
Just Spanish.
Just Spanish.
And this map just happened to be in Spanish?
Yeah.
Well, that's convenient.
What else was another thing that was convenient was it was written by Chris Columbus or something?
Yeah. That's
And-
he directed, or I think he directed, but he definitely had something to do with the first two Harry Potter movies.
I think Steven Spielberg directed this, right?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg directed this, so Chris Columbus must have like written it or
Yeah,
produced it or something like that, because I saw his name on the
nailed
credits.
that joke though.
You
at
did.
That point.
I was like,
Ariel
oh my
said-
god, that's the same person who did Harry Potter.
And I was like, oh my god, it's the same person who discovered America. Anyway.
Which is contentious.
So where are we at? Yeah, so
I think we should, so they're in the attic and they find the map. I mean,
they find a treasure map.
basically, and they're like, oh, like our parents. So that's the thing of these two rich old men are trying to tear down their houses, because there's also a reference to the fact that they haven't gotten paid in a while, and I was like, why?
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like the dialogue is
Need more
during these
exposition.
scenes is I think it actually is perfect because I could rewatch it and pick up on more of them.
Right, because you wouldn't be trying to figure out what the story is as
yeah,
much.
because it just feels like I feel like a weird mute friend.
They just threw you
who
in.
just got thrown in, yeah, because
I
they're just
kind
like
of like
running
that
around
too.
going, "Bah, bah, bah, bah."
It's a cool, like, arty way to do things. I think that's what's good about Steven Spielberg.
I don't even think it's like an arty way. I think it's just like a very human way. Like,
Well,
it just
I say
feels
arty
very...
because they don't make movies like that now.
Right, but
So,
for the time, it was
what
pretty common.
You're right, totally. But now, from what we're used to now, it's a stark difference.
It's very different. But I also thought this movie was going to be seem way older than it does.
For sure. It translates still. It holds up.
I think it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's no problems.
No.
I mean, they don't try really hard either, you know.
It
so
doesn't seem very dated at all.
there was one scene where I could swear they were in front of a green screen, but it wasn't even that bad.
Well, like when spoiler alert, when the boat at the end is going away, that looks like shit.
Yeah.
But that
I don't know how
really
much fog
care.
is in Washington.
Huh?
I don't know how much fog is in Washington. It could be.
It didn't look like it was just fog.
I think that's what they were trying to make it look like, is that you could only see the silhouette of the ship because of all the fog. But basically, they're like, okay, so maybe we can save our town if we find the treasure.
Right. And so the mom leaves, and then
She's
Brand...
going to the store with Rosalita.
Yeah, and then Brand is supposed to be watching them, and then they're like, no, fuck this, let's get out.
And they all, like, tackle him and just tie him to the armchair.
Yeah, because Brand's character archetype is the brother who works out all the time.
Right.
And so he has like this spring thing in his hands that they twist around him. Then they run outside and they are like, we gotta stop him. So they undo his tire caps on his bike.
Yeah, and
which
he's like,
immediately flatten his tires. That's
because
not
his
how
bike
that works.
is so heavy.
No, that's not how it works. Inside,
right, you
there's
have to
little
press the
pins
thing. Yeah,
inside
totally.
there.
And then he comes out and he's like, they popped my tires. And I'm like, no, they didn't pop them.
They didn't pop.
Why didn't one of those kids has a pocket knife? They totally could have slashed him real quick.
Yeah,
like that would have been more realistic. Come on, Steven Spielberg.
And then he steals this little girl's bike. And
Which is just iconic, right? That's parody. I don't know if this is the first one to do it or anything, but that's in so many movies where like the big kid is riding a little girl's bike because he's like chasing, he's trying to find.
Image,
It's hilarious because then his friends pull up.
His cool friends in the
in the convertible.
And
Troy is his name.
That's attempted murder. What this guy does to him, right?
Yeah. What the fuck?
They pull over and they're like, "What are you doing? You need a ride?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm good." And the driver like holds onto his arm.
Yeah.
And then like floors it. And so
makes
dude's
him
on
go
his bike,
super fast.
his tires are like smoking.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me go. And then they come to a turn where they just let go, and he's on the bike, so he flies off
the mountain.
What the fuck?
I mean, death.
Totally.
Film.
Hello.
Hey.
This is the part of the podcast where the audio was unsalvageable.
We're just going to do a quick rewrite.
Yeah.
Just taking away the bad, sticking it in with some slightly better.
New, fresh audio. We're in the future.
Mm-hmm.
From when you heard us a second ago.
It's so weird. I feel so out of whack.
This sucks.
It's fine.
This fucking sucks. It's so hard to talk organically about a movie that we recorded an entire hour and 40 minutes of us talking, and now we have to
be like, okay, let's pick up from here.
But we're gonna I don't even know what to do.
Well, let's talk about the meat of it.
All right. So the last thing that was salvageable, like where I ended it, is we're talking about when they throw young Thanos, off of the mountain.
Right. So then we can talk about like the restaurant. Suddenly, the kids are at the restaurant during that time.
God, I truly think that it's most of the meat of the movie.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try it.
Yeah.
If we repeat something, fuck you, okay? I'm so annoyed with like having to re-record this.
Fuck you, forgive us.
Fuck you, forgive us. That's a shirt.
Yeah.
Fuck
one day we're gonna have merch. One day.
Yeah.
In 20 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So at the time that he gets thrown off the mountain to his grisly death.
Yeah, it's
which
definitely...
is what would happen in Washington.
Yeah. Yeah, they look pretty high up. Anyway, so then... Let me see. I got like notes on my phone.
Yeah, so at this time, the kids are at that restaurant, and somehow Brand shows up at the restaurant because he just knows where they are, because he can GPS track them with their iPhones.
Yeah.
How the fuck does he know where they are?
I don't know. It's like, it must be just like the only building around that area, I guess.
Also, like, they went there because the map said to go to this restaurant, or it just happened to be where the X is?
No, because remember they had the doubloon and it lined up with the rocks.
Okay, yes. I remember that.
So, and then they counted paces from there.
It just all seems very unorganized and it worked out really well for them.
Well, for the kids?
I mean, they found the like passageway. It seems like you would never in a million years be able to find that actually.
Well, yeah.
So they counted paces, and then it was under a restaurant, under a fireplace.
Yeah, which is weird because, like, did the pirate put the building on the...
Well, the pirate's
This is actually...
dead.
We're raising new questions that we didn't to begin with.
The pirate is dead. He's in there.
That's what I'm saying. But so was it
So-
part of his plan to hide his
He
treasure?
left like a will?
He put all the booby traps up, so why wouldn't he put the restaurant on top? Who put the restaurant there? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Was it
Whoever-
an accident?
No, you can't accidentally put... You get things surveyed before you build a
I need
building.
to know the owner of the restaurant.
That's
What's
a
the
good
deal?
question.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
More information, please.
Yeah.
Maybe the criminals own it because it looks like kind of decrepit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe just went out of business and then they took over.
Yeah.
For Fratelli's.
One of the things that I'm really upset about us losing the audio on is you talking about Sloth. You refer to him as a troll a
He's
lot.
a fucking troll. Like,
Okay,
when
but
I
he's
saw
not.
Harry Potter 1, he looked like that troll.
He's not. He's just a deformed...
When
Man.
humans are deformed, they don't look like that.
Some
His
do.
eye slid down his face. What? Is he a candle?
He definitely is made of plastic and wax.
Yeah,
In
yes.
reality,
Yes,
but-
because they put it together to just make him look monstrous.
Yeah,
but like
but
when I
you
first
see
saw
why
him,
it's-
before I realized he was one of the sons, I literally was like, "Oh, this movie is magic, and that is a monster."
Yeah. It's not, though. It's, the mom says, I only dropped you on your head a few times or something
Yeah,
at one point.
which makes
and-
your eye slide down your face.
Which I guess made his head cave in as a...
Jesus Christ,
Child,
that is
like-
so dark.
Yeah. And then so he's a adult... See, that's why I'm saying it's fucked up to call him a troll, because I feel like you're insulting him.
But he's not real. People who
I know,
have...
but I like him.
Yes, no, he's golden. Like, he's one of the best characters. But, like, I think it's fine to make fun of him because it's retardo.
He is?
No, well, he is.
Oh,
Well, that's not what I meant.
God.
What I meant was that, like, the creators of this movie were like, this is what people look like when they're...
We'll put a deformed, handicapped man.
Like, that's what's insulting. Not... We're just,
And he's
we're just
chained up.
critical of it.
He's honestly the weirdest element.
He's
to
the
whole
most tragic
movie.
part of this story.
He's the weirdest part. Like, a kid's going on a treasure hunt. It's like, okay,
That's normal boy
fine.
stuff.
Now you throw Sloth in the mix, and it's like, wait.
Yeah, the
You go,
criminals...
wait.
Excuse me? The criminals in general have this kind of like lighthearted, like, hey, like, haha, it's like light, like in Home Alone kind
Yeah.
of thing, but they're murderers.
Right.
I mean,
You can't make them seriously scary because they're hunting kids. You know what I mean? Like, that's scary. Full disclosure, Ariel just
Sorry.
got up to let the podcast is so bad.
no.
It
yeah.
is.
It's okay.
It's so
We're
bad.
amateurs.
But Jesus Christ, like, we can't do anything without a fucking dog snoring, without a cat jumping on something, or
Yeah, he
scratching at
just
a door,
meowed and needed to
without
go
the
out.
baby waking up, without my fucking audio engineering falling to pieces.
You know what? Every podcast has this happen to them. They just don't air the episode. We're fucking brave.
That's true. I don't know if that's true.
Either brave or stupid. There's a really fine line,
That's,
as we see in this
that's
movie.
true. Okay.
So let's get to the freezer part.
Okay. Yeah, I think that is a bit that we lost.
Right. So let's get into it, and then we'll just take it from there and go through.
Just kind of bullet
all of it,
points.
yeah.
The freezer is the most traumatizing thing I could imagine a child experiencing.
Chunk smells ice cream from outside.
Through a freezer door, an
Looks
industrial
steel, yeah.
freezer door.
Okay. Sure.
He's that fat.
When you are fat, you get an extra sense of, like, a heightened sense of smell for food. That's what this movie's implying.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe
and he gets
it's
in
like
there,
little
and
kid
he's so
stuff.
blinded by the glory of the ice cream
All the different flavors.
that he starts listing. He starts listing off all the ice cream
Because he
flavors.
knows the brand.
Yeah, and then he misses the corpse standing behind him in the freezer.
Yeah. That is actually really, really scary.
That's what I'm saying. Because, well, what happens next, Ariel?
The kids all go in there because they're right there all looking at the ice cream, I guess. Why are they all in there? I don't even remember.
No, only Chunk goes in there because he's hunting the ice cream.
But I
'Cause
thought
he's
they were
a
all
little
in
fat
there and
pig.
then they all got out and like closed the door on him.
He helps. No. Okay, they open it. When he notices the corpse falls down, and they're like,
Okay.
oh, because the people are coming back.
Right.
And so he picks up the corpse, and Chunk is pulling him as opposed to the rest of the guys who are pushing him, the corpse back in.
Yeah,
So then
so he
they
gets trapped.
panic and they shut the freezer door, and Chunk is left behind the corpse, and they don't know that because they're trying to get down the fireplace really quickly.
Right. The Fratellis are coming back
Yeah.
downstairs.
Meanwhile, Chunk is in a freezer,
filled with ice
super
cream and
just
a dead
belly to belly
person.
with this dead adult.
By the way, he's not fazed by it.
He's a child, and he's just
mildly grossed out, but
yeah.
for the
He's
most
kind
part,
of going like, "Hey, get out of my way, would
yeah.
you?"
Which, by the way, I saw that guy blink like 3 times.
That's really funny.
So then, you're under the impression that he's locked in there.
Yeah,
Nope.
and then he just opens
He just
the door.
opens the door.
That drove me insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like banging on the window. He's like, "Help, guys, help, help, help!" And the whole time, I really was annoyed. I was like, "How can you guys forget your friend?
Right. The biggest one.
Literally the biggest one,
How can you not see him there?
besides Josh Brolin."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens.
They slide down the fireplace.
They go down the fireplace, and then the treasure hunt begins.
Well, Chunk gets out of the freezer and out the window. So that's important because later he gets discovered, like pretty soon, right after he gets discovered. He runs out to the road. He's like, "Help, like I'm just a kid," and stuff, which is funny. And then the people who stop are the Fratelli brothers. Both of them.
Yeah, and then he sings Italian. Which
So
is
that's, terrifying.
I'm not sure I can't remember what is left. The audio, I think, starts back up when remember when the girl was like talking about her legs or her body? She's like,
yes.
so
She's so terrified that she starts talking about
in
how
this
hot she
area,
is.
right?
Well, pretty much. I mean, we like they go through the first booby trap. They find like that one explorer guy.
Yeah.
And that kind of proves to them that this is
They're
a real
on the
thing.
right path. Yeah.
And then the booby traps kind of start to happen to them.
And
meanwhile, Chunk is being tortured by the Fratelli family.
They're putting his hands in blenders and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he spills his guts. It gives him the whole life story about his like tragic fat camp experience and stuff. My favorite part, just in case this isn't in the leftover audio, I can't really remember. My favorite part is when they're in the well, and the guy has the most awkward line reading of all time. Which is so the girl is supposed to get rescued by her dickhead boyfriend who threw Thanos off the mountain. Troy. I can't believe you can remember this. And he's like, "What are you doing in the well?" And she's like, I'm stuck or something. Help. Or I can't remember what she says.
Yeah.
But basically he's like, "Get in the bucket and I'll lift you up."
What?
And
first of all, what?
It's not a bad option.
How big is
all
the
things
bucket?
considered. She could stand in it.
Okay, is that normal for wells? For a
think
bucket
so.
to be like human lady sized?
I don't know.
That seems rather large
Maybe.
in my limited experience of wells.
Well, anyways, she doesn't do it. She ends up becoming this is where she proves she's a Goonie.
Yeah.
And she puts the jacket on, and when the jacket comes up, the guy goes, "What's her name?"
Andy.
He goes, "Andy, you Goonie."
That reminds me of the scene where they're where all the pipes are.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big one because this part happened where so they're like, let's just shake all the pipes.
Yeah.
Which why wouldn't they just follow the pipe? Because at this point they're just trying to get out. They're not really trying to follow the map yet.
Yeah, because they thought it was like it would. I can't remember what their logic was. It was like it must lead to a building. Someone will hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
What? Someone will hear it and
Possibly.
then dig or what?
Well, at least just know someone's down there.
Cool. I think it would have been better for them to just follow the pipes.
Yeah, maybe.
There's an outlet somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Or am I just... That's not good survivorship logic.
No, I mean, follow it to the end and then maybe start beating.
Oh, out in the country?
Out in the country?
Or like outside of the city, wherever the dumping site is. I mean, they go into like rivers, right?
No, but these pipes are not big sewer pipes. These are...
No, they go into like water treatment probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or into like a water fountain like you see.
Yeah. So that's the thing is that they start shaking them and that happens on the other side where people are above ground.
It makes zero sense. I laughed really hard.
It's funny.
But it is so stupid.
Sorry, like there's no way they could pull the shower handles out of the tile.
All of them out of the wall. And then by the way, where they're at, the pipes are just mildly busted. But yet they've somehow risen a toilet to the roof with a dude on it.
With water, right?
No.
Or is the pipe?
Because they bring it back down.
It's the...
And the guy's the old man's drinking out of a water fountain and it sinks all the way to ground level and then comes back up.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah. But the toilet one is the funniest because that was a really crazy line also.
Yeah.
He like gets shot up in his stall.
Oh, yeah.
And like catapulted over, lands on his belly on the floor, and he goes, "Daddy!
Daddy!" What? It's a weird line reading.
It's weird because, too, like, people will say, "Mommy." Mm-hmm. That almost makes more sense. Are we supposed to, like, know anything about his backstory? Why did he say daddy? Does he not have a mom? Like, why do you say, when do you say daddy?
It is weird because it's a character you don't know.
At all.
Yeah, it is out of nowhere.
And it's like a very intimate moment.
Yeah, it is.
To shout that.
Yeah, he's so scared. Can you imagine being so scared in reality that you scream daddy?
Absolutely not.
No way.
I can't even imagine, like, asking for my mom. I just don't think that's realistic when you're an adult. Well, like, they say that, like, there's movies where the soldier's dying and they're seeing the light and they say mama, and I'm like,
I just want my mommy.
I don't think that would happen. 35 years old? I just don't think so.
I know, but that's scary when you describe it as a soldier doing it. It's scary.
Well, yeah, definitely.
But
different caliber than being shot off of a toilet.
Yeah, that dude's a pussy. Honestly.
Well, let me make sure I didn't have anything else.
Yeah,
that
just
I wanted to say.
something you want to guarantee is in the episode. We still have a lot of audio that's salvageable.
I don't know why Mikey's speech about the Goonies worked on those teenagers.
Yeah. Why the fuck do they care? They didn't consider themselves Goonies 10 minutes ago.
Right. And I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the episode about why are they called that. I still don't know. It's a mystery. Weeks later.
No one ever knows.
No one knows.
No one knows. And if you claim to know, you're a fucking liar.
I have, to be fair, have not Googled it.
I haven't either.
But I'm assuming that nobody knows.
Yeah, I won't.
It's one of the great mysteries of this fine film.
We're not here to analyze and, like, give you fun trivia. We're novice idiots watching these movies that we wanted to watch.
We're just here to let you know, yeah, watch it, or nah, skip it.
Yeah, or you can skip it. Exactly.
Or is it funny? Why? Is it good? Why?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
I'm not giving you fucking trivia facts.
Google it yourself.
Fucking dildo.
And don't tell us.
And fuck you, I'm sorry.
Fuck you, forgive us.
That's it. Fuck you, forgive us.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to. I just wanted to make sure all that was said at least.
I honestly just want to be done with this episode. I loved this movie.
Yes.
And I hate that the audio, like, why couldn't this be Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah.
I would phone that shit in all day long. I wouldn't have tried to salvage any audio. I wouldn't have done all this scrubbing. But whatever. It is what it is. We'll move on from this. What?
Isn't that a thing?
What did you say?
Does he say I am what I am, Superman? You said it is what it is, and I said Superman, but I don't think that's right.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's from something I don't remember. As usual, I'm just saying some bullshit. Maybe it's time we turn this over to our past selves.
I think that might be a good idea. But just to clear things up, I do apologize if anybody was like dying for this episode.
Y'all are the real MVP hanging in there. If you're hearing this,
if you made it this far, you're weird, and I don't want to know you. Yeah, I don't want to know you if you made it this far.
I do.
Anyway, this movie's great. I'm sorry that this had to be such a shitty episode. And
Enjoy the rest of our rambling.
maybe now we should include the factoid about how this has shed a little bit of light to our schedule. We are in the process of buying a house. We're in the process of raising a newborn baby. We're in the process of moving. We're in the process of looking for new jobs. Finding ourselves and trying to work with this podcast into our schedule. And it's not working.
You guys, it's just a little bit too much.
So, and especially because I obviously need to kind of get my setup a little bit better. So for now, we're going to move the podcast to every other week.
Correct.
And that's fine.
You can expect a little bit more quality.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
And they might be a bit longer, because why not? It'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know we love to talk about dumb shit.
That would be better, I think.
I think so, too.
So.
We just decided here and now.
Yeah. This is the kind of prep we do, which is why the audio is so shitty. But love you more than a friend. And now we'll throw it to our past selves.
Put it in, their trusted hands.
Yep. All right. Good luck.
3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
Film.
I'm so oblivious to stuff like that.
It was trying its damnedest.
That's my favorite part about animes. Their legs are like 3 miles long, but you never see coochie.
Yeah. Well, this is like the anime where you do.
You saw?
No, I mean, she's
her
wearing
undies?
like underwear, but
You saw her underwear though?
Yes.
I totally didn't.
Several times.
I really like that look of teeny tiny skirt and big long sweater.
But like she's teeny tiny skirt while getting soaking wet and filthy, and then having to crouch down in all these holes and stuff.
She is super cute too. She is a really
cute.
pretty actress. I don't know if she's in anything else.
No, me either.
But it does its job.
She kisses Mikey. That was weird.
Because it's dark.
In the whole case, that was such a bizarre ad.
Also, Brand seems to be getting annoyed with her at times.
Yeah.
But then they still end up together.
Yeah.
Okay. Inconsistent. There's a time where 1 million bats come out of...
Oh my god.
That's how the Fratellis realize that Chunk is not lying.
Right, because a million bats shoot up out of the fireplace.
And they're like, oh shit, okay, let's go down there or whatever. Yeah. And Batman was born. I mean, what? That would never...
It was so many.
Is that how bats are? Like, that's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, they all move in like a...
And they just frantically, like, so quick, like darts, just like...
I wonder if there's a word. You know how there's like a murder of crows?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a word for the horde of bats.
There's gotta be.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like a pride of lions.
Yeah.
There's gotta be.
So if you know, tweet at us. Bat horde. Hashtag bat horde.
That's a good one. So then sometimes Dada's gadgets work. Like how the tiny...
Dada?
Mm-hmm. Like how the super weak pair of dentures saved him from the spikes.
It's not even dentures. It's the chattering, like...
Right. It's a toy.
Comedy teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's attached to a very thin spiral cord.
I like that the time he uses his boxing glove, you can tell all of a sudden his jacket is super big underneath.
Right. It's a different
This whole
scene.
time he's been walking around and it looked normal. But
right.
Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, you have a huge mechanism, spring-loaded mechanism with a boxing glove at the end of it. That whole part was like so... I can't even believe I liked it. In retro, like now that I'm thinking about it, it's so stupid.
What, his whole gadget thing?
Yeah, his whole character. He falls through a booby trap and is falling to a pit of spikes, and he goes and then like flips these knobs
like
on
Batman.
his utility belt. Yeah, or Inspector Gadget. And a comedy teeth thing that would have no grip at all.
No
latches
way.
Onto a fucking
Not to mention
rock.
no strength.
No, and it stops him. And he's like, oh, I'm fine, or whatever.
Dad is fine because he talks in the third person.
Because he talks in the third person.
Yeah. Okay.
It's in the context of the movie, I promise it's not as stupid as I'm describing it.
No, that part is.
It's still stupid, but it's not as... Like, I'm
That
fine
took
with it
me out
afterwards.
of it a bit. Yeah, afterwards. I was just
Immediately
like, okay,
afterwards,
whatever.
I was just like, oh, okay, yeah.
I mean,
because he has oil slick shoes.
That is so funny. Yeah, and so
I mean?
convenient. Like, what other context would you use that in unless you're on a log crossing a river? Like, if you were just in a regular setting and you used the mechanism of squirting oil out of your shoes so that your person chasing you would slip.
What if it was in a hallway?
I mean, that's just not as...
What if it was on a
Like, they
log
just fall on
over
their
a
butt.
bunch of spinning blades?
Right, because you're in that situation.
Or if we were in a log, it's always log related. It has to be a log.
Because there has to be the joke of they fall on their crotch.
Yeah.
Because what happens is he does a full 360-degree flip
Right.
and lands on his crotch.
Right. And he's like eyes crossed, and it's like, oh, whoa.
Totally not on strings.
Yeah. But that's the kind of quirky little humor that you're talking about.
It's
Like,
very Home Alone.
101 Dalmatians.
Yes, totally. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Is 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Those guys. Which is Hugh Laurie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the guys from Home Alone are the wet bandits.
See,
But on that log, guess what happened? These guys turned into the wet bandits. Yeah.
Home Alone is one of those that I need to see again because I have only seen very select parts.
Yeah, I don't remember really either.
I know that Donald Trump is in it. That's all I know
I'd
about.
like to get my opinion on the record of that movie.
All right. So then the next note I have is that there's an actual pirate ship. So they must have been coming up on it.
So the whole fucking time they're actually on the path to, because they find a corpse of this famous explorer.
Right, that like famously
and
went missing looking
who
for
got
this
killed
treasure.
in a booby trap.
Right.
So they're like, oh my God, this is real.
Right.
And they go, and the fucking treasure is a pirate ship.
Yeah.
And all the gold.
Which I don't know
much.
much.
The ship itself.
Oh my God. Like, so I don't know much about the Washington coastline, but if there is ever, and this is in Moana too, like these huge caves that are so big that ships are in them, I want to go to there.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And I could just imagine, like, how cool would it be to, like, scuba dive and pop up into an air pocket and that be there? Oh my God. That'd be the fucking coolest.
And be a super cool, like, water park / putt-putt course.
Yeah, so when I was looking for a Goonies joke, and so there aren't any, so spoiler alert, I don't have any, but what I came across were celebrities tweeting about the Goonies, and one said that she's continuously disappointed that there's not a Goonies-themed like water slide at a theme park anywhere.
Totally.
Why not?
A whole section.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's just not as popular anymore.
I guess.
Because here,
Jurassic Park has a ride, just saying.
Without this podcast, I would have never watched this movie.
Me neither.
Ever.
Yeah.
And,
it would have just been something I missed out on.
And honestly, I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
Guys, if you are like us and you have all these movies, like, fucking watch this one.
Because like I mentioned earlier, we did not want to.
No, it could not be stacked higher against it. I thought it was going to be a kids movie. I thought it was going to be stupid. I thought it was going to be like, like you said, it was way too late. It was way too long. It just was. I wasn't in a great mood trying to watch it. At the end of it,
great mood.
I was.
Beautiful.
It like cheered me up.
Yeah, which is the purpose of movies.
Right.
That's their thing. Okay, so they come across their pirate ship and then they get in and they see the treasure. You gotta talk while I'm doing this because I can't talk while I'm trying to get him to stop snoring.
Yeah, they find the treasure.
Mm-hmm. And there's no other, although there is an allusion to one last booby trap where they're like, no, we're gonna save this gold for One-Eyed Willie.
Right.
On the like balance thing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
did he recognize that was because it was a booby trap?
I don't think so. I think he really was just trying to save some for him.
Willie.
Yeah.
He had like a weird respect for Willie that I didn't understand.
That's like the whole little kid thing of pirates. I think, you just kind of, you love pirates as a little kid. They're fucking cool.
Okay.
Not really. They're not really cool. Like, they're sad.
Fucked up.
But when you're a kid, you think of them as like swashbuckling, like, kind of the dirty version of the Navy.
Yeah.
Like there's still like a brotherhood, but they like curse and drink and like look for treasure and stuff.
The dirty Navy.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty hot.
Sounds like a porno. But yeah.
I mean, really, and then
that's pretty much the end. Basically, I mean, the Fratellis catch up.
Well, yeah, and they have like their whole standoff thing, and it's kind of crazy. And then Sloth and Chunk finally show back up.
Right.
I thought Chunk was going to be a way bigger component to the movie than he is.
Me too.
He's barely in it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sloth. Those are really the only two characters I knew about from not watching the movie. Mm-hmm. I knew about the Truffle Shuffle, and I knew about the fucking troll.
I knew that Sean Astin was in this.
I knew that. I mean, and I knew Corey Feldman was in it, but I didn't know anything about their characters.
Right.
I knew about the fat kid. and do him doing that fucking stupid dance.
Once.
One fucking time. It's
But
so
it was fun to
weird.
see him do it because I thought, like, oh, that's what the GIF is.
Yeah.
Like, you see the GIF all the time.
Yeah.
On the internets.
Well, and then they get they don't get the gold, which
No, so like
They
the
get, like, a handful
Fratellis,
of
they
fucking
have their
rubies.
standoff where they're sending all these kids over the plank, and I'm thinking this is Washington waters, like that water is cold.
yeah, but also so what?
What do you mean? So what?
No, they're like walk the plank, and I'm like, okay.
There's no riptide
I'll dive into the water
or waves. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're totally fine,
sweet.
and it's like the clearest, bluest, like
Yeah,
best
it
water.
looks awesome. Can I
So-
do it twice?
They do that, and then the Fratellis set off the booby trap,
Yeah,
which I guess causes the cave to fall
Collapse.
in. Yeah,
which is impossible.
how did he rig that?
Yeah,
I need
now
to
that
know
think
more
about it.
details.
And then Chunk and Sloth show up, and Sloth's line is literally, "Hi guys,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh."
But wait, there's a time where he faces off with his mom where she says that she dropped him.
Well,
and I'm
that's
like,
well, because he shows up first as she's making him walk the plank, and he's like he's been watching this pirate guy on TV, and he mimics his moves.
that's right.
And he slides down the thing, and he like is bonking the two guys' head together and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he ties them up and has them lifted up into the rafters. And then he's confronting his mom or whatever, and his mom's like, "Hey, remember I used to sing to you?" And this whole bit gets so dark.
It is sad because she also is like, she kind of like gets him to be complacent for a
Yeah.
second, and she like rolls her
She's
eyes.
singing a song, and she's like, she's like annoyed.
Yeah, she's like,
that
oh,
she has to,
he's
like-
an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she mentions that she dropped him. She's singing a song, "Rockabye Baby," and then she says, "When the tree
When the
wind blows, the cradle will fall," or
and
whatever.
then that triggers his
And
memory.
he goes, "Fall, fall!" Like that's such an impactful moment to
Right.
him that he freaks out. And then you realize, oh yeah, this dude's been chained up in a dungeon for fucking who knows how long.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because I wrote a note in here of, like, yeah, he's mad at her for dropping him, but he's willing to commit matricide over it because he tries to get her to walk the plank.
No,
which
but
is,
it's the whole thing.
But it's the whole thing, yeah.
His
That
whole
makes
life
sense.
is so tragic. But at the same time, he's in a Superman shirt. Who got him that?
Yeah, it's not ripped
his
up
overalls.
or gross. Yeah, it looks like a nice
It
shirt.
looks pretty nice.
But still, don't
they were
chain.
feeding him a good platter.
Don't chain up your kids though, even if they're ugly.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed really. I don't hate it. I hate it.
But I love him. His character is
I do
awesome.
love him too.
It's very redeeming, and he saves the kids, and he tells Chunk that he loves him, and they all get out.
Yeah, so he holds up a rock to let them go through.
Yeah.
And then Chunk is like, "I love you," and he's like, "I love you too, Chunk."
It's so sweet.
And you think he's gonna die. I thought he was gonna.
I thought he
die.
was gonna die too, but
But,
everyone gets out. No,
everyone
no
gets out.
casualties in this movie.
So they end up on the beach, and just like that Bob's Burger episode.
Yeah.
And all the families reunite, and fucking Sloth shows up, and the cops are like, "Ah!" like about to kill him, and
'Cause he's an ogre.
Chunk takes his Domino's pizza box and blocks. He uses that as the shield.
Because that would work.
Yeah, and is well, at least he's like, "This is what I care about. No one would shoot a pizza."
That's what I love
And-
too, is that his parents were so happy to see him that they got him pizza.
I got him a pizza. And he's like, "My favorite." And then he says, "You're gonna live with us now, Sloth."
Yeah, he didn't ask his mom.
What?
He was just like,
You're
"We're
bring-
gonna take care of you," and nobody react. Like his mom's not like,
Yeah, you don't never see how that outcome. Like you don't you regret that 20 seconds after he's in your car.
I used to see like that kind of thing on movies when I was a little kid, and I always was like, why do they have so much power in their families when I have none?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even get a
but
dog.
Even like if the parents would have been like, "No, you can absolutely come stay with us." Grown adult
Right, that's the
troll
thing
man
is he is like
who has a
30
weird
years old.
love for my son and has no concept of boundaries.
He's childlike.
So was Michael Jackson. You
Okay.
wouldn't let him live in your house.
Yeah, that's true.
And Michael Jackson, well, he was a different kind of troll looking kind of guy.
On his own, by his own doing.
Yeah, he was more ghouly
Yeah, for sure.
than Goonies.
Scary, goofy vampire is what I like to think of him as.
Yes, totally.
Come on now.
I'm gonna suck your blood.
And then it finds out that Mikey has a bit more money.
What?
Right? He had the bag of jewels.
Yeah, he had a handful of jewels. But what drove me crazy on this last little bit, it's a real sour taste in my mouth. The fucking boat is just sailing away
Full
in
of
the
treasure.
background, full of the treasure, and they know how much treasure's on it, and no one cares.
I don't know. I like to think that the authorities, like the Coast Guard, got involved and reined it in. But like
Fuck
those
that.
people on the like coast right there, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, like, goddamn, I would be
There's
swimming.
no cell phones.
I'd figure
It's
something
miles
out.
away.
I'm getting a boat. I'm telling
Getting
you
a boat.
We go buy a boat right now. I promise we can pay for it. Just go get a boat. Fuck.
Yeah, put it on their
Because how does
credit card.
Because it's not who discovers it; it's who owns it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you start to think about like who's gonna get that treasure.
Right.
Someone's
Somebody's
gonna
gonna
see that
find
fucking
that
boat.
ship. Where's the sequel?
Yeah, so it's not the kids anymore. They had a handful of jewels, which
Either
saved
way,
the town.
yeah, it was enough apparently to save the town from being turned into a golf course or whatever they were saying it was
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah.
And then the movie ends.
Weird.
But good.
This is. I think I'm suffering. I think everything I've ever known about the movie, I'm doing it to. If anybody's listening to this and hasn't seen it, I don't think we're doing it just. There's a
No.
There's
For
like
sure not.
a vibe.
Yeah.
I guess let's review it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and just give our scores. Do you want to go first or me?
I think I'll go first because you
Okay.
went first last time.
Okay.
This movie has such a fun, like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys feeling that just makes me feel kind of young at heart again. And it's like this weird nostalgia that I don't deserve to have because I wasn't around then. But I guess some of those movies that I saw as a kid had the same kind of vibe. So that's what I got from it. And I loved the camaraderie and I loved like the meaning behind like, oh, and it's about friendship, and it was fun. It was a really fun movie. I would give it 8 fucking truffle shovels. I couldn't think of anything.
That's good.
8 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah, this is one of my top. I love this movie. This
Solid
great.
score.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you 100%. It's really, the details are important and they do add to the charm, but really there's some Spielbergian essence that this movie is drenched in. that
You know, I hear he's a
can't-
good director.
He is, and it's because of shit like this. It's literally that. It's the same feeling that I feel like I get whenever I see a Spielberg movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this one does it like, I think this is almost the gold standard of that feeling. It's exactly.
I don't
that.
know. Wait till you see Jaws.
Is Jaws like this?
It's not the same kind of movie, but it's Spielberg.
Yeah, but it's not
So you
the
might get that
family kind of-
Spielbergian feeling.
Okay, well, that's not what I'm referring to, but at least I don't think so. I've never seen Jaws, so I don't know. But from what I understand of Spielberg movies, I think this does it. I think it knocks it out of the park.
Absolutely.
I give it 8. Trolls dropped on their baby head.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to think like maybe pirate booty.
Doubloons. I give it 8 doubloons
Okay.
out of 10.
Nice.
And then the question is, does it go to the must-see manor,
I think it goes to the must-see manor.
or does it go to the pit? Your face right now
I already
is
said.
priceless. The pit of I think people have kind of forgotten why the little sound cues happen. It's the pit of despised iconic movies, and
That's
there's
such a deep cut. If you
I
don't,
know, I
like,
know.
It's a clip from the band,
despised icon.
and no one would know that unless they're a metalhead. So
It's for 2 people.
that we know, listen, you're welcome.
But it makes sense a little bit. All right, anyway, so you think it goes to the manor?
I think it goes to the manor.
Well, I guess it's only up to me.
Yeah, what do you think?
The must-see manor.
I know, that's like, if you put it above 7, I'm like, it's going.
Of course.
Yay!
Whoa, good job. Look at it go.
It's beautiful.
To the manor.
In Armani this
To the
time.
manor. Ooh, the Goonies in Armani. Those doubloons.
Pantaloons.
Okay, well, good. I had fun with this one.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad that I finally saw it. I get so many things now.
Yeah. All right.
Time for the coin flip.
This coin flip will decide who picks the next movie.
Which at this
And-
time we announce on our Instagrams. We might eventually start announcing it on our episodes. It's just like we're not sure, but maybe
Yeah,
we
we'd
will.
have to make up our mind earlier.
We're lazy, so I mean, obviously we're lazy. So
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I'll
in
call
here.
it. Okay, tails.
Fuck you.
No way. You can pick next time. That's
No,
not fair.
No, the coin chooses.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be just.
It is. It's fine. Every time you pick, I picked Kindergarten Cop and fucking ruin our lives.
All right,
the
I'm gonna
Goonies.
pick another fucking banger for next time.
Do what you gotta do, babe.
So tune in
I'm
every
in.
Wednesday.
I'm in for it.
And were there any emails you wanted to address or anything? I don't think so this time.
If there are, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I haven't checked it.
Find us on social media. We're on all the medias.
Yeah.
And our Gmail is sayhellotomylittlefilm@gmail.
Yep.
That's all I got. That's all
I got.
Yep. Time for bed.
Time for bed.
Just mama going to bed.
All right. Well, from your friends here at Say Hello.
We just want to say
Goodbye.
goodbye.